All right, what's going on, guys? Armand here. Welcome back to the channel and the podcast. I think we have massively upgraded our production quality on this podcast.
Got a whole studio.
We got a whole studio. We're in Cobalt Studios, the studio that Michael owns here in Portland.
What's up, guys?
Plug it if you want.
What's up? I'm Michael. I'm one of the owners of Cobalt Studios here in Portland, Oregon. I'd say we're Portland's primary photo studio. We do a lot of events and awesome stuff, and Armand's a good friend, and here we go.
Here we go. Okay, so we still don't have a name for the podcast. We keep going back and forth on names. We need a name. Send recommendations.
What's your best idea, huh?
Yeah.
We're looking for something uncut or unscripted or maybe a little edgy, moody, alternative.
Or something simple.
Or something simple.
Yeah. Send recs, leave it in the comments. Shoot me a message on Instagram, whatever. All right, so you wanted to talk about AI today.
AI.
All right.
AI of all things.
Yeah, hit me with your
Let's
thoughts.
get into it.
AI, like AI in general, or like AI photography?
AI in photography and media. And I know we've talked about it a little bit between the two of us, and it's like you say in the commercial world that it's not really being picked up by like big brands and names, but
Yeah.
I think my biggest beef, just like going right out the gate, is when you go on Instagram or something like that, and you're scrolling like the explore page and you see someone took or used like Mid-Journey to make a picture and it looks like a real picture, and they start to add words like as if it's their own creation, but then right at the bottom of this paragraph or something like that, it'll be like, oh, created in Mid-Journey and edited in Lightroom, blah, blah, blah. And no one reads that far. Everyone just assumes it was taken. And before I say more about how I feel about it, like what are your thoughts about when you see that kind of stuff? And then we can kind of downgrade from fully AI created generations to like using it in your photography and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between like AI and like real photos now almost. It's like, I feel like it's like 75% there.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
scary.
even more.
Aside from the 7 fingers.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it depends on the genre too.
Yeah.
Like with landscapes, it's like 70, 80% there, I think.
See, and I don't see that kind of stuff. So when I get online, I mostly see portraiture, and I figured that'd be the hardest thing to like confuse us with is human faces and people, but no, I can't tell the difference at all. Like really the only thing that'll get me sometimes on like not as carefully curated AI is with the fingers or something like that, or maybe like the edges. But I posted some it was basically shit talking something I saw because it was on my Explore page, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful concept. It's like this couch on fire and the model's sitting on the couch, and it's something we've seen before, like in I've seen photo shoots like that from like a decade ago. People actually did them, but on this one, no, it was just complete Mid-Journey, and the person or whoever they were like played it off as if it was something they kind of took.
Yeah.
And so when I posted shade about it online, even a bunch of people were like, "Oh, I saw this photo shoot. Like I didn't even know that was AI. Like I didn't read that far. I had no idea." And I was like, "That's the part that's just like driving me nuts."
I feel like to the untrained eye, for like, normal people who aren't photographers,
Yeah.
they won't be able to tell the difference.
Well, when you're seeing 10,000 likes, and we're talking in terms of social media, but like if there's like 10,000 likes on this image, you got to think how many of these people are people who have a trained eye. I mean, come on. And so it's really ruining the standard. Like people doing this, I know they're just trying to get ahead, but it ruins the standard of like what to expect in photography, because they just plugged in a script and got that, and then now that's on the Explore page, and so now we're competing for spaces, and it's like raising the standard.
I think not just that, but it's turning people who aren't artists into like artists, at least like in
Digital
media.
creators.
Yeah, it's like digital creators.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really opening the door for a lot of people who don't know how to do photography or like draw a picture or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So that's where it gets a little like questionable.
What?
Well, okay, so something else to think about, right?
Okay.
I feel like no big brand is going to hire someone based off their AI photos. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think that the brands are going to hire people, but I think that it confuses the general public and the market, and I think it's really going to sweep the feet out from a lot of like aspiring artists that want to get somewhere. I remember my hurdles and things that I had to get over when I was starting to do photography, but now I just think of how hard it would be for someone who like wants to get their name out there, who might really have an eye and is really good, who's competing with AI and these digital creators who just really don't give a shit about the other artists that are really putting in the work.
Well, did you see on Instagram recently?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So on Instagram now, you can, like, when you go to post a picture, I don't know if it's like that for Reels too. I think it might be.
It is. No,
it is for Reels.
I'm pretty certain it is, but where you're saying you can click.
Yeah. So you can check if your image was made with AI, and if you don't, right, and you use generative fill or any like AI tools, Instagram has some kind of like recognition where like it knows something to do with like pixel separation.
You can like if you look really closely, it's like
it differentiates like the pixels, and it's like, oh, this was made with AI.
I didn't know it could do that too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We were talking about this topic, and then it was very recently.
Yeah.
And then it pops up where it said that, and I was like, finally, like social media does some justice here.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? So if you send, and I think maybe this is one of the reasons why big brands aren't like messing with AI, is that you can't copyright things that are made with AI. Like the copyright office.
Not yours.
Yeah, it's not yours because AI only works with like what you feed it. It's not at the point yet where it'll just randomly come up with things that don't exist. You have to feed it things.
Yeah.
So like it learns from like the things you feed it.
It's so complicated too. Like I really wish that
We're living through Skynet right now.
Do we not get
literally Terminator
warnings? I was joking with Rose about that in the car. I was like, did we not watch movies in the 80s and 90s? And like,
it's all here now.
We're fucked, right? This is bad. And I don't know if it was like a fake video or not, but I watched a video that popped up on my phone about like they're making robots, like AI robots or something, like in a different country.
That's scary.
And I was like, is this real? I hope they just paint canvases and put me out of work and not murder my whole family,
Right.
But
yeah, the AI stuff is like a little scary. Okay, so I feel like for other uses outside of art,
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, and like it's really useful. Like ChatGPT is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
Because like you can literally ask it questions or ask it to write up a biography or, things like that. So it's like, it's helping automate a lot of things, and it's helping like cut down and save time on things.
Well, too, I feel like, so people use it in different ways, and there's the lazy way to use it where it's just like, hey, do this for me. But then also to kind of like get a second opinion sometimes, I think it's really good. That's what I use it for. I don't use it to write for me, but sometimes I'll take little parts and be like, okay, I could kind of use that. And
I don't think anyone is losing their job to AI right now. But I feel like you're going to lose your job to someone that knows how to use AI better.
Yeah, I don't want to discount and say that maybe people aren't losing their job to AI. I don't know what it's like for other career paths, but I don't think photographers and media specialists are losing their jobs. But I think that
not yet.
I think that it is a big hiccup for artists for sure. And I don't know. It's hard to differentiate in which ways it's hurting us. But I know that like I personally don't like when I'm trying to see photography and it's just getting muddied up by all this AI.
Yeah.
And so I guess the thing I would ask you is, what do you think? Like if you're doing, say maybe something creative. So in landscapes, I don't know. Oh yeah, we talked about this a little bit with skies and stuff. Okay, what do you feel like is appropriate to use generative fill or AI in your images for?
So for me, AI or generative fill or whatever, it's really just to like clean up distractions in the frame. So like something that I would have used like the healing brush for or clone stamp or
this
whatever.
Tool's just more
efficient. It's just like it's more efficient, it's more accurate, like it just speeds up the process like infinitely faster.
Yeah.
But it's not perfect. If you have to do like a large area, it's just like this big blurry patch, like, and it looks really bad.
Glare or some random texture you've never seen before. Yeah.
I mean, Adobe like updated their Firefly database. Did you see that? Like somewhat recently?
I got an update, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's supposed to be a little bit better. But I don't know, cuz like right now, I don't know if you know this, but like it's only I think 2000 by 2000 pixels that you can really like generative fill.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So the first version was only 1,000 by 1,000. Now it's 2,000 by 2,000. So I feel like eventually we're gonna get to the point where it's just like you can do like the craziest stuff with it.
Right? Oh man.
But the thing with like AI and generative fill and all that is that it doesn't always look good or accurate.
No. Yeah. I remember I'm a bitter human being, right? And so with wedding photography, which obviously is the biggest source of my income, and I was like, well, obviously we can't lose our wedding jobs, right? But I thought it'd be fun to try.
Not yet.
Shut up. That's like, okay, don't scare me. But I was thinking like, okay, well, it's not going to take my job because it can't go out there and shoot it for me. But I wonder how AI like can do making wedding images. And I made this whole album of just like super like best wedding photography or ever. And it was just like the worst shit you've ever seen. I wish I could just like pull it up right now, but it was like everyone had 7 fingers and like haggard teeth and their jaws were up the side. And I was like, yeah, get fucked AI.
Yeah.
I guess to add to what I was saying earlier. So like you use the tools to make like the healing brush or things like that, content aware fill type AI. Yeah. Do you feel like there's ever a time where you would feel comfortable and morally correct adding maybe like a sky or a feature into your images with generative fill, like in a landscape shot?
Landscape, no. But like commercial image, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So when it comes to like landscapes, then you want to deal with like what's more accurate. Yeah. But as far as like client work, commercial work, or whatever it is, right? We're just trying to get the job done. Yeah. If we just want to deliver it, and we got to make it look as good as possible.
Yeah.
Right. With landscapes, it's more like we're shooting what's there, and people know what's there too.
Yeah, like I know better.
Right. Like, we can't generative fill, a restaurant below Firefall in Yosemite.
Right. They're like, oh, when did they put that thing?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so here's something like.
What about you? Like for wedding photos, like what do you feel comfortable generative filling in there?
Okay, all right.
Or portraits.
Okay. So I'll start. I'm gonna backtrack a tiny bit because it bugged me. I talked about this last time we spoke, but. With landscapes, I'm like, oh, I missed the aurora. Can I put it in with generative fill? Yeah. I feel like the answer is no, and I feel like you're right. You
could have, and people would have believed it.
I'm not that guy. I can't.
You would have rode the aurora wave.
I think some people did that out there. Don't do shit like that.
People did do that out
there. Don't fake landscape pictures. I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
Weddings also.
Instant call out if you do fake it, and you have a lot of.
Dude, I hope everyone just bashes this shit. Anyway. With weddings, I've always said to all my clients, all my couples, that my main goal is authenticity. So in that same regard, no, I would not add features, but the tools and stuff I would utilize to remove things or make my job easier, because that's why not?
I feel like that's what people use it most for, is removing things.
So, and then that's where
it's like 90% of it.
So generative fill and adding additions, that's what's the big thing. That's the problem, right? So with generative fill and bringing things in, no with weddings, but in creative portraits,
I feel like it's fine for creative portraits because you're just trying to make it look as cool as possible.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm torn. I'm like morally stretched on that one. I'm like, everything that I put in my image should be mine. Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, well, I got ADHD. I'm not going to go and collect like a picture of the stars or something. It's cloudy. I don't want this image to wait. So like something I've done is maybe like added like faint stars or something like that with generative fill, and then I'll go in and add like more layers or a tilt shift and use it as like a creative texture. So honestly, with texturing and things like that, it took me a while, but I think that I'm okay with it. And so like I'm trying to draw the line between photography and is this like theft of someone's work if I'm adding something simple? And it can still be my photography, or is it now over the line and is it digital art? And I would love to hear what other people have to say about that, or, like what your opinions are. So if anyone's got opinions on like where the line starts with, okay, now you're stealing someone's imagery for your imagery, or it's okay to add textures, I want to know.
Yeah. What do you guys think about AI just in general?
Yeah,
Or like, on the subject of photo and video, because video is getting it now too.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expected. It's the same shit.
Okay. So like a friend of mine, she went out to this landscape spot recently, and she was like, I left my jacket on the floor, right? It was a drone shot.
Yeah.
She's like, can you generative fill this? And I was like, I don't think so, right? And then I Googled it, and you can totally generative fill
That's so
with
awesome.
Adobe After Effects.
Dude, I've never even opened After Effects.
It's like the craziest process to do it though, because you have to like mask it out and then create like a fill layer and do all these things, right? So the process is like way more intense for video. But I feel like we're not far off from like just selected and
hey, computer,
boom.
I dropped my jacket.
Yeah. Okay, so I just colored a feature film recently, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think any of it has like AI tools yet in DaVinci Resolve, but it almost felt kind of like AI-ish, like creating masks on people. Literally, you just draw a line and it like auto selects people. It tracks it throughout the whole shot.
So I don't play with video, as you know. I'm trying to, and that is just crazy. The tools that are there, I think it's already complicated enough, but it's so beautiful that those tools exist.
Yeah.
And I am so grateful. Like when they started introducing the things that we've been used to for a while now, like selecting your features, or like when Lightroom had select people and all the features that they had, like eyes, and I'm doing wedding group shots with like a bunch of people, and the light, like they're like, oh, let me get this group picture right here, right now. And I'm like, click. And they're like, hey, we really want that one picture. I got to make sure I have that picture. And I'm like, I have to correct the shit out of this. I have to go in. Everyone's teeth are super yellow because that light, the tungsten. And then so it's like select teeth, drop. Oh, that was the best thing ever. I think I cried, quite literally.
It's pretty cool, right?
I don't think I cried when my kids were born, but I know I cried when they gave me those features.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I don't cry.
Lightroom's more important than your kids.
Yeah, well, definitely. It's been around longer.
It's been around longer.
More consistent.
That's true.
I love my babies.
Lightroom brings in money. Kids don't.
Yeah, it costs money.
Lightroom was helping pay the rent.
Not Neelas out there like at the group shoot yesterday, like holding the flash equipment. And I'm just here dogging on it. He's getting beat to shit by water and wind, and I'm like, can't stand that kid.
It's like, try harder.
Try harder. You gotta win my approval.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Okay.
The future of AI, like where do you see it going like in the next 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully.
Do you think we're getting replaced?
So, I mean, it's the next, are we talking?
Or is it just like a new crazy set of tools to like one click create things for clients?
I'm no crazy conspiracy theorist. So I feel
You are.
maybe I am a little bit, but I don't feel like we're getting replaced per se. I think that the tools are really helpful. And I'm grateful for AI tools and the developers behind them. But I feel like, and honestly, how I feel about social media. I'm not excited. I'm not
excited about it anymore either.
I don't love keeping up. I don't love dealing with it. I like face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, same.
But
maybe we're just like old now.
We could just be old now. That's probably what it is.
You're going to be 30 this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not old, though. 30's young.
30 is young, but wait till you like hit 30.
Me fucking AI. It's already happening. Oh, we're old and bitter.
Right.
This isn't hot chocolate. This is coffee. No! It's begun. This is not black coffee yet. Just
not yet.
Powdered creamer. So
future of AI.
I don't think we're getting replaced. I'm grateful for the tools. I wish I understood them more. And so what I was going to say, for the first time when Instagram actually came out with that feature, like, hey, better own up if it's AI or we're going to do it for you, right? Like,
yeah, which was literally last week.
Yeah.
It's like a couple days ago.
We're talking about this, then that happens, and that blew my mind. I was like, thank you. That's the first time I've said thank you towards Instagram for keeping it real for artists and looking out for artists, because that's a big deal. And obviously people can try to get around it somehow. Like, there's always loopholes somewhere, and I'm sure that we'll still see AI or it won't get flagged or something will happen. I don't know the details or how it's going to work. I just have those feelings. But I really hope that AI does get flagged and that people understand from the get-go that they're looking at a digitally created piece of art or a generated piece of art by a computer and not confusing the standards for what is human created and robot created.
Yeah, I feel like the majority of like normal people or like photographers, whatever, they don't even want to see AI. They're like not for it.
No, dude, so
But,
many
like-
people have been saying they're blocking people. Like if they see a
Yeah.
creator do that, they're like, you're blocked. And I'm like scared, like, okay, so don't use any generative fill, right? Because I
Yeah.
don't want to piss people
Well,
off. either.
generative fill is okay. You know, if you're just like trying to expedite a process.
But like,
You know, if you're gonna like heel brush it out anyways, and generative fill is just like the fast version of that,
okay,
or the more accurate version.
yeah, but what if I want to add a little dinosaur?
Well, that's different.
I can't find a dinosaur, Armand.
That's true.
I won't do it. Okay, no, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a photographer, right? He used to be like huge in the landscape photography community, right?
Yeah.
And he got banned from Instagram, I think. I don't remember what reason. I think this was like during 2020 or something.
Okay.
And you know, he came back on Instagram and he started doing all of his stuff as AI. So like all the landscapes were AI. And every once in a while he'd post like a real photo. But he ended up making a ton of money through NFTs with the AI landscapes. And it was all made through Midjourney. Like 6 figures, a lot of money. It's so crazy, right?
So we already had to deal with people out there like taking imagery and then posting it, like stealing imagery and posting it on their own thing and getting all the attention and sucking up whatever revenue comes from that, from other people's work. And now we're just also competing with, it's a grim, like, so that's the,
So what do you think about AI with NFTs? Does it make more sense in that space? Because NFTs are all just digital tokens. I know NFTs are like
See, I
are
don't
like
mess with
way
NFTs.
NFTs are way passe, I think.
I don't know.
I know there's still like kind of a community for it, but the hype really died down.
Yeah, so here's my knowledge of NFTs.
I tried to get in on it. It didn't happen.
These, it's like, what is it like? It's like if crypto and imagery had a baby, basically,
Yeah.
right? I know I get a lot of scam emails about wanting to buy images for NFT or whatever. I don't care. Like if we can sell fake coins and things like that, then why not sell fake art,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's more of a platform for it. I don't really.
I feel like what an NFT actually is makes sense. If everything was on the blockchain, then it makes more sense. A non-fungible token.
Yeah.
It's just a digital token of ownership.
Yeah.
So like in that sense, it makes more sense, but more things need to be on the blockchain.
Well,
Do you know what the blockchain is?
I have a generalized idea of the blockchain. If it's like the same as like crypto, right?
So
there's
same thing.
a limited amount of.
Like they were talking about putting the stock market on the blockchain.
So I don't know enough. To me, when you say blockchain, I think of a limited amount of items available, or like silver or gold, right?
No, the blockchain is just where like every single like transaction is public.
Oh, see, I don't know shit about shit.
Yeah, it's just like a digital platform where everything is like every single transaction, everything is public. So you can't hide anything. So like let's say I sell you an NFT photo, right? AI NFT photo.
Yeah.
If I sell it to you, the transaction is public. So like I can't go and sell that to somebody else because you're the owner of it.
And publicly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
So then you have these images that are created either artificially by AI or by people. And so you're saying in this market, do I feel like AI is appropriate and acceptable?
Yeah,
absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's more acceptable.
I think it's
on the
definitely.
NFT market.
I just don't want the artist space to get convoluted by AI. Right. Like that's my only concern. In the end, I'm just the fucking dipshit artist that doesn't want like I want to get seen like the rest of us. I want my work to get seen, and I want my community's work to get seen, and I don't want people to feel disheartened and feeling like it's really hard to get their name out there because the world is just so washed by this AI storm.
See, I feel like as an artist or whatever, let's say you're really good.
Yeah.
It just takes like persistence, number one, and time in the market.
Yeah.
That's really all it takes.
And meeting people.
And meeting people, networking.
It's true.
But that's part of like time in the market, is that like if you have to stay in it long enough to like get somewhere.
Okay, so I guess my take from all of this, like what I come back to at the end after having this discussion would be like I feel comfortable with where things are at. I might not be the happiest about it, but it doesn't really affect me. I'm at a good point in my life. I've worked really hard to get where I'm at. I've done it with myself and my partner. And it's a struggle to be an artist and to do well in it. But I think if there's any artists out there that feel disheartened in growing yourself and your brand in a world that is definitely messy with all this AI art that's out there, don't be disheartened. Like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Okay, so something interesting, right?
What do we do?
So I was thinking about starting a sticker business.
Oh, shit.
Like on Etsy, yeah. Because I heard there's a lot of money in it. Because people are really into, people are really into stickers, right?
I
Like
love stickers.
I'm into stickers. You're into stickers. Everybody likes stickers.
I
right?
just like let go.
Apple gives out free stickers with their products.
Yeah.
See, everybody likes stickers.
At the bridal show, I had I don't have it with me, but my skull with the camera logo.
Yeah.
I'm at a bridal show. I was like, no one's gonna like these stickers, but I'll take them anyways. Like, I think it was like hundreds of stickers just like gone. Everyone's like, can I have a sticker? Can I have two? And I was like,
see, everybody likes them, even if you just want to give them away. People love stickers.
This is true.
So now it's still on topic, because I'm like, should I go on Fiverr and hire an artist? Like, should I hire somebody locally to make designs, or should I just Midjourney it?
God, that's painful.
That's painful, right? Because it's not like a photo of like a real person or a real scene or something.
So
I need it to be kind of graphic designy, right? So if I just like Midjourney it, I can just type some things in there.
So this
and create all the designs I want.
This hurts my heart so hard.
See, this is where AI comes into play. We're automating things now.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing. As a digital,
talk to the audience, Michael. Tell them how you really feel.
Before photography, my interest was in like painting and drawing, and I think it just didn't work for my brain. I was okay, but I never grew in that route. And I picked up a camera, and then I was like, oh, this is also super awesome. And I took that route. I have a massive respect for traditional artists, like
same
humongous respect. And I think they are taking the blunt of the AI like far more than us, because I can pick up a camera and I can still shoot weddings, and I can shoot events, and I can, like, if I'm having a hard month, I have options.
See, because those are like real events, real people, real things.
Yeah, and it's like quick, and AI can't do that. But
no, it can't.
Artists,
well, actually, yeah. Well, no, it can't.
No, it can't.
It can't.
Not yet. Until these robots come out. Fuck.
Until the Skynet robot comes out.
Please no.
The T1000-AI.
Okay. We should really take heed to the warnings that we've created to our predecessors with their cameras made for us to say, hey, guess what's going to happen? And we're here.
One day there's going to be a robot walking around, and that camera is going to be attached to it.
His head's going to be a camera. He doesn't even have to hold the fucking camera. This is horseshit.
You know what?
Recording.
So a long time ago, I think it was like 2015 or 16, I was working on this commercial, right? It's for the Pepper robot. Have you heard of it?
No, tell me.
So this robot was like the scariest thing I've ever seen. They had it like decommissioned, like in the corner until they were ready to like film it.
Okay.
And this robot was supposed to replace people in the workspace. And it would just like walk around, or not walk around. It would like kind of like roller skate around, basically. Like, it had wheels, right? And it would talk to you like when you would interact with it. And
well, we experience that every day on our phones.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like, oh, you go and buy a car, and it rolls up, and you ask it about the car, and it knows every single fact about the car. You know, you go to the dentist or the doctor or whatever, and you can check in with your appointment, and this like iPad is built into this thing. It was so scary.
That like AI is the next step in human evolution.
It is.
There's no denying that. Like, when we leave all right, this is beyond photography, but when we leave this earth one day, or like our biological bodies are so yesterday.
Mhm.
So yesterday. And robots are tomorrow. Because seriously, like one day we're going to have some big hovering manufactured craft or structure around some star and just absorb all its energy, and we're going to live in some AI generated world, and that's like
Totally.
more likely than traveling into deep space and colonizing other planets, right? So we're definitely off topic. No, we're not. Are we?
We're not. We're on topic.
We're on topic. But right now, I'm just worried about robots taking fucking pictures because that's my job.
I don't think we have to worry about that within the next like 5, maybe 10 years.
I mean, but I don't think
Maybe.
cashiers were too worried about losing jobs, you know, a decade ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And now
we have
there's
like
like
self-checkout.
one cashier and all self-checkout. So
Yeah.
who, like, honestly, who knows? Your job's not safe.
I mean, we just keep automating things, and you know, eventually, like, you know, what's next?
Everything's getting more expensive and everything's getting more automated.
The only thing we haven't like really automated is driving. I mean, we kind of have.
I watched a video recently about someone like hitting a train, and that's another thing. That's like the next subject, I think, is like media consumption and how we're all just like sucked into this vacuum of what do we do all day. Do you ever look at how long you spend?
Oh yeah, I did recently because I had just come off of a job.
Yeah,
You know, like a really cool job, and I didn't have anything else lined up, and I'm just like at home scrolling on my phone, and I think in one day I was on it for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, my average time on mine, and I consider myself someone who loathes and tries to stay away from all of it as much as possible, was like 43 minutes a day. And even
That's
like
not that bad.
I know that's not bad to most people, but
If you run your own business, that's not bad.
seriously though, well, I have Rose. I'm very lucky. She's good at social media, but that means that I'm not pulling my weight with social media. We have different jobs and tasks, but now I feel like an asshole because like I should probably do some more of that social media shit. But I'm
It's
just
like
so bad
not.
at it.
It's not fun anymore.
No, it never was fun. I always hated it. But the thing is, even 43 minutes a day for like, so I mainly am on just social media when I'm like in the bathroom taking a shit, you know?
Right.
And like, there's no way I spend 43 minutes a day on the shitter, maybe. I'm not sure. But
Where
regardless,
did Michael go?
I'm sucked into my phone.
Yeah.
But like 43 minutes a day is still a lot. And I know that's really under average. And so like, but now even that, like even these like,
You need to pump those numbers up.
dude, well, AI is like, okay, so I'm getting on, what is it, Facebook, and there's like Meta AI, and then they're like, oh, create images, and there's already this AI assistant and AI, everything. Google's got their AI when you open it now. I haven't tried it out.
You don't even need to try it out. It's automatic.
They'd make
Like
you
when
do
you
it.
Google something, it automatically comes up with like the AI summary of
Maybe
it.
I
now.
can ask the AI to fix the address for the studio or my other business.
I don't know if you can ask
Can't do
it
anything.
to do things yet.
I'm like, can you please just help me with this? Because I can't reach a person.
Right. Okay. So recently I've been looking at Leica cameras, right? And I was asking it, I'm that guy now.
I'm gonna be quiet.
And I was like, okay, is the Q3 sensor the same as the M11? Right. And Google gave me like the breakdown of it. And I never got like an exact answer, but it seems like they're not the same sensor, even though they're both 60 megapixels.
I feel like if you talk to Tommy or Ren at ProPhoto, you get a real answer.
There you go. ProPhoto plug.
ProPhoto Portland. Yeah, what's up,
ProPhoto
guys? We
Portland.
love you. Thank you for helping us.
Sponsored. Are we sponsored? Are you sponsored?
Not officially, but they're at like all our workshops and
Okay,
always-
not sponsored yet.
Well, we have their lights right now, so that counts enough. I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you.
Okay, is that ProPhoto Supply?
ProPhoto Supply.
Okay, that's different than ProPhoto, the
Okay,
strobe brand.
That's your guys' bad. Both great things. ProPhoto, the brand with an F, right? ProPhoto Supply, Portland.
There you go. 2 different brands.
These are aperture lights for this.
Yep.
Aperture.
Good plug.
I have nothing else to say. I don't have apertures, but I use them. They're
Do you have any sponsors?
no,
No, I don't either.
no.
I tried to get sponsored.
I live in a hole until recently, but
Maybe one day the podcast will be sponsored. We'll see.
sponsor us. We're pretty okay.
We're pretty cool.
We do a lot of community events too.
We do a lot of community events. It's a lot of
A
fun.
lot of photographers.
Well, he does community events. I
Yeah,
just show up.
Be
to
my
them.
partner. Armand is our really good homie. We love him.
Yeah.
We love you.
Love you too, Dad.
Anyways, AI not taking our jobs.
Not taking the jobs. That's like the summary. It's not taking our jobs anytime soon.
It's been making life easier.
It's making life easier,
But
that's a fact.
I would love to hear people's like moral concerns for using AI in their artwork.
I think that's what it really is. It's like a moral concern.
It's a moral concern. And swinging back over to your sticker thing, it's hard to say because
what would you do if you had those three options? Hire local graphic designer or go to Fiverr and
that's not fair because I do graphic design. It's just a hobby of mine and I don't do it for work.
Or would you Midjourney it and have unlimited designs for however much Midjourney costs?
I would probably do it this way. If I were to graphic design it myself, I would use
I didn't even think about the Midjourney thing until we were having this conversation. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
It is a good idea, but like I think morally what I would do is use AI for inspiration.
Yeah.
Which I think AI usage for inspiration, and I'm actually going to jump more into that with photography here in a second, but
maybe what I'll do is create like do Midjourney to come up with the ideas and then give it to a graphic designer.
Yeah, give someone work. Give someone work. Please give someone work. I know we're all broke as shit, especially if we're artists or we're trying to develop some side hustle, but like if you're not a graphic designer or you're not an artist and you're trying to sell something that is art, find a fucking artist.
If you're a graphic designer and you're watching this and you don't suck, shoot me a DM. Let's talk.
I'm a graphic designer.
Are you?
Yeah, but I won't do it for you. It's like photography I turned into, you had to have your safe spaces. And so for me, photography is something I turned into work, but graphic design is my safe space.
Really?
It's for me.
Do you ever post it or use it?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
My logos, but I keep those simple.
Yeah. It's all just aperture logos?
No, it's not all fucking aperture logos. One's just cool with the camera.
Nice.
I do cool stuff. I would hire a real artist though, because I'm
looking for like
legit.
BNW, like going camping kind of stuff.
You probably want something more intricate.
Yeah.
So if you're a cool graphic designer, hit Armand up because he's got money.
Maybe. It depends on the day.
He works for NASA sometimes. He better have money. The other thing, so like we talked about this a little bit, but like I think another idea, and so I had some thoughts about this, and then Nick actually called me while I was wedding, Pixel Nick, and he was talking about wanting to do like taking other people's like the false AI work that they had and recreating it for real. And so they got me thinking like, oh, well, what about just using AI as an inspiration drawing board, right? Like you could straight up like go on and put like the background up, and then you and even a model or something, if you're doing a creative session or whatever it may be, could like take turns like adding things or something like that and do that. So there are other ways to use AI and then go real shoot it. Could do it.
That's true. You could do it like that.
But
there's a photographer. I saw his stuff a while ago. I mean, I still follow him. His name's Tim Adder, I think.
Tim Adder.
Yeah. He's got some pretty cool AI portraits.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he has like actual like photography too. And I feel like his actual photography is so good that the AI competes with it, but it's not as good as his regular photography.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's just interesting to see like how far you can go with AI portraits as far as like creating like almost realistic looking people.
Too far.
It's crazy. It's like I said, like 70-80% there.
For like research purposes and like I really want to do like a war on AI project where essentially it's photographers competing with AI. And I've really delved into like trying to find these AI portraits out there, and so many of them like, this is a real person, this is bullshit. Like there's no way to differentiate. Okay, really quick.
Yeah.
If someone out there is using like a generative fill feature or something that is filling in the spaces of their work with computer generated work, and they want to put that out there, what do you think like the appropriate way to do that is, while like setting like a reasonable standard for like quality? Or what am I trying to say? So like, for example, is it like, okay, do it, right? Use it, but label it, say it, be upfront about it. Like,
So wait, so you're saying like mixing photography with AI?
yeah. So like if you're using generative fill, for example, to like replace a sky,
Mhm.
or maybe add some sci-fi, and you did the portrait and maybe like the walls, but you're like adding, a third in there with like some glows or whatever you may be doing. Like if you're doing some sort of creative portrait, or maybe you do add the aurora borealis
Yeah.
in a landscape, do you feel like it's okay if you are saying this is a collaboration with the machine? So like right out the front, instead of being like Nilos photography, it's like Nilos and the machine for me. Like, was that something that you would, if I did that, would you like, how'd you feel?
I feel like it depends first off on the image
Mhm.
and like how much you used, right? Is it more AI than regular photo? Like if it's just a sky, I probably wouldn't tag it because like people have been doing sky replacements forever.
Yeah.
I've done sky replacements.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing clouds forever. I usually,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a whole like folder of clouds myself that's like from
Mhm.
different angles or glows or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like just, composited in, but the computer knows what it's doing, right? So what's the big
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah, I feel like if you're, yeah, like I said, if the majority of the image is AI, then you should probably tag it as AI.
Yeah.
Like if you shot somebody like on the cyc wall, right? And it's just against a white backdrop or a green screen or a black backdrop or whatever, right? And then you filled in everything with AI, then like the majority of the frame is AI,
Yeah.
versus like,
Would you lose respect for a photographer if they were plugging AI into their stuff like that? So like
I
it's
think it depends on the photographer.
and what the subject is, right?
Yeah. So like you can tell the difference between like what's real and what's not. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing with AI is like you can still tell what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
That's the big difference.
Would you call people who are plugging a lot of AI into their work photographers still? Or would you say, well, you're a digital artist now? Like, is there a line that you see where you're like, nah, you're a digital artist? Or is it like,
I think it depends how you're using the tool, really.
it really does? This is the thing. There's like
Because
no,
it's like, did you do the photo shoot with AI in mind first, or did you shoot the photo and then do the AI with it as an afterthought?
yeah, right? Did you plan this out in advance? Okay.
Was it like, okay, I saw this thing in generative fill, like,
Yeah, because when
I
you
got
go
it
in,
saved.
when you go into a film production, they know exactly what they're going to be doing when they have
Yeah.
that green screen back up there. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I think that helps identify the line in my head.
Mhm.
Like even putting it that way, is it an afterthought?
Yeah.
An afterthought? All right. Well, you're just a digital creator now and probably kind of lazy. But if you went into it knowing what you were going to do,
Mhm.
but what if you have some new inspiration while you're putting it together? And
Yeah. Because like I've done a lot of composites with like portraits,
Mhm.
right? And I had the like the assets ahead of time knowing what I was going to do before I went to the photo shoot. So I said, okay, I have like this backdrop or like something you would like composite in an image, right?
yeah,
I had like all those assets ahead of time. So, but like the majority of the image was still practical.
yeah,
Like when you're putting texture on someone's skin or whatever it is, like you can do that all with AI now. But it's like the same thing as like it always was. It's just like the tools are making it faster.
yeah. Okay, man. I just feel like it's so hard to identify that clear line. And again, I'd love to hear what people think about where they
Yeah.
draw their lines, because I know a lot of opinions out there are different. But I see maybe there's not such a huge, like in a creative industry, or if you're working with other models and artists and things like that.
Mhm.
To me, it's like, all right, AI can be cool to really improve on a concept or play around,
Totally.
but don't go making entirely false AI portraits at all. If there's no model involved and you claim it to be in any way, shape, or form some sort of photography, fuck right off.
Yeah.
Like straight up, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's not. I have seen that done too many times, and I think even saying that, like I just did, sounds like no one would do that. People have been doing that to get
Oh,
attention, and it's absolutely terrible.
100%.
So, but if it's a lot of AI in there, just plus the machine. Just like Florence.
Yeah, just plug the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would say same. Like the line just keeps getting more and more blurred of like what's real, what's not. But I still say like if the majority of your image is AI, you should probably tag it as AI.
Yeah.
And it's going to be noticeable too.
Yeah. And also if you're like a photographic creative or like you use cameras and stuff, make sure not to rely on AI. Practice as much as you can without touching AI before you start using AI so that you at least have an understanding for what you're doing. Because I feel like if you get complacent with these big tools from the beginning, you're never really learning anything and you're never going to really understand what all you can do to bring your like ideas into reality.
You know, it's crazy to think that we have all these tools now. And like when I was first starting, you had to go to the bookstore and like buy a book to learn photography.
Yeah, I was
or
like,
look up random photography blogs and like, you know, read about how somebody went out for the weekend and, you know, shot the Milky Way.
Yeah,
you know,
they got it to be that way.
Yeah, now it's just like you can just type in
add Milky Way.
Yeah, add Milky Way, amazing photo, done.
All done.
All done. Didn't have to go out.
I made this for you.
Yeah, didn't have to drive 4 hours. And stay out till 3 a.m.
Use all that money on gas.
And spend all the gas money and
hit a deer and fall asleep.
But
you
know, but like the experience of photography.
Go get that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like the experience of going and failing.
How about this? If you don't have a pretty clear Milky Way shot in your gallery somewhere already, then don't use AI to get the Milky Way. I don't know. Is that fair? Can we do that? Can there be like...
I mean, everything on my website's all real.
Yeah.
It's literally all real.
And that's respect. That demands respect. That's good shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be cool. There should be like a point system, like awards. Like, you have taken a good picture of the Milky Way. You are now allowed to use these scripts in...
I think because of Instagram coming out with that like AI label, I think other companies and brands are going to start doing that. I feel like if that's going to be the big downfall of AI, is everything is going to get labeled as like, okay, this has been made with something like artificial,
and then everyone's going to go boo.
Yeah, because like the majority of people don't really like AI. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's pretty intimidating and threatening as well as just lazy.
If you read any of the comments and like any AI news related things, people don't like it.
Yeah.
People really don't like it. It's the big companies that are pushing it.
Well, and also if you consider yourself an artist, but the majority of your work is AI when it could have been otherwise done. I'm not talking about doing like pictures of like, you know, like adding like spaceships in the sky or things you can't do. That's digital art, right? But if you're doing something that could be done with a camera and, you know, a day's work, and you're just posting that as if it's your own to rake in likes and followers, you're an asshole.
You suck.
You suck.
Go buy the damn camera and go shoot it.
Go do it. Just go do it. What are you doing?
Just do it.
Fucking lazy. Got anything else?
I think that's it.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the pod.
Thanks so much.
And what we should name it.
Yeah.
See you guys very soon.
Bye.